We are continuing our Marvel Marathon Madness with 2003 X2, X-Men United, a sequel to the first amazing X-Men movie, as well as the second installment in the X-Men film series. The plot, which was adapted from the fantastic graphic novel God Loves, Men Kills by the awesome Chris Claremont, follows the genocidal Colonel William Stryker leading an assault on Professor Xavier's school to build his own version of Xavier's mutant tracking computer, Cerebro, in order to track and kill every mutant on Earth and through that, in his demented thought process at least, protect humanity from them. This forces the X-Men to team up with the Brotherhood of Mutants to stop Stryker and save the mutant race. So, let us go ahead and jump straight into the plot. At the White House, brainwashed teleporting mutant Nightcrawler attacks the President of the United States, wounding many agents in the process. He is shot and retreats before he completes the task. Meanwhile, Logan explores an abandoned military installation at Alkali Lake in Alberta for clues to his past, but unfortunately finds nothing. At the school, Jean Grey has been having these premonitions of sorts and struggles to concentrate as her powers become increasingly erratic and difficult to control. Later, Logan returns to Professor Xavier's school for mutants, and Xavier tracks Nightcrawler using Cerebro. Xavier and Cyclops go to question the imprisoned Magneto about the attack, while Storm and Jean go to retrieve Nightcrawler. Military scientist Colonel William Stryker approaches the president and receives approval to investigate Xavier's mansion for their ties to mutants in the wake of the recent attack. Stryker's forces invade the school and abduct some of the students, but thankfully Colossus leads the remaining students to safety, while Logan, Rogue, Iceman, and Pyro escape, and Stryker's assistant Yuriko captures Cyclops and Xavier. Now, during the attack, Logan confronts Stryker, who addresses him as Wolverine in a familiar sort of tone, hinting at a mutual past. Meanwhile, Mystique gains information about Magneto's prison and helps him escape, while also discovering schematics for a second Cerebro. Logan, Rogue, Iceman, and Pyro visit Iceman's family in Boston and meet up with Storm and Jean, as well as Nightcrawler. The X-Jet is then attacked by fighter jets while flying back to the mansion and is shot down, but thankfully Magneto saves them from crashing. Magneto then explains to the group that Stryker has been building this second Cerebro to use it and Xavier to telepathically link to and kill every mutant on the planet. Stryker's son, Jason, is a mutant with mind-controlling powers, whom Stryker will use to force Xavier to do this task. Stryker has also previously used Jason's powers to orchestrate Nightcrawler's attack as a pretense to gain approval to invade Xavier's mansion. Magneto also tells Wolverine that Stryker was the man who grafted adamantium onto his bones and is the one who is responsible for his amnesia. Jean later reads Nightcrawler's mind and determines that Stryker's base is underground in a dam at Alkali Lake. Mystique disguises herself as Logan and infiltrates Stryker's base. She lets the rest of the mutants in, and Magneto and her go to disable Cerebro before the brainwashed Xavier can activate it. Storm and Nightcrawler rescue the captured students, while Jean battles a mind-controlled Cyclops. Their battle frees Cyclops but damages the dam, which begins to rupture. Logan finds Stryker in an adamantium smelting lab and remembers it as the place where he received his adamantium skeleton. Logan then fights and kills Yuriko, then chases Stryker to a helicopter pad and chains him to the helicopter's wheels. Magneto stops Cerebro and, using Mystique, who impersonates Stryker to command Jason, has Xavier redirect Cerebro's powers on humans instead. The two subsequently use Stryker's helicopter to escape, and they are accompanied by Pyro, who has been swayed by Magneto's views. Nightcrawler teleports Storm inside Cerebro, where she creates a snowstorm to break Jason's concentration and free Xavier from his control. The X-Men flee the dam as water engulfs it, killing both Jason and Stryker, while the X-Jet loses all power and struggles to take flight as the floodwater rushes towards them. Jean sneaks off the jet and telepathically bids the team farewell while also holding them back from trying to save her. She holds back the water and raises the jet above it as flames erupt from her body until she lets go and allows the flood to crash down upon her, presumably killing her. Later on, the X-Men give Stryker's files to the president, and Xavier warns him that humanity and mutants must work together to build peace. Now, back at the school, Xavier, Cyclops, and Logan remember Jean, and Xavier begins to hold a class. Meanwhile, a phoenix-like shape rises from the flooded alkali lake right before the credits hit. Just like with its predecessor, from the production to the writing and the design and effects, as well as the phenomenal cast and portrayals, X2 was an incredible film and a fantastic second ride filled with action and heart. The movie adapted an incredible story and brought it to life like honestly very few only could, and I loved every minute of it. The box office success was obviously apparent, with the film earning a total of $407 million, placing it in the top 10 highest earners for 2003. The movie was excellent in my opinion, still to this day one of the best superhero films ever made, with the entire package of the writing, acting, and action all wrapped up into an amazing adventure, and that is why I am giving it personally a 9 out of 10. This is one of those films that is quite essentially a benchmark to others on how to make an incredible sequel. Now, the next film I will cover will be 2006 X-Men The Last Stand, and following that will be 2009 X-Men Origins Wolverine. So stay tuned, and please do consider hitting the like button and subscribing. I would truly appreciate it. I hope you enjoyed this video, and thanks for spending your time with me. Until our next adventure, y'all stay classy.